Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Anime Expo is so going to be lit. What's up? Musashi X back here again with another episode of Real Talk, chronicling the current and future events and exploits of yours truly. Well, a lot of my friends, including my friend's mother, was asking why am I not at A-Kon in Fort Worth this year? Well, for one thing, even though I do have the cash to go to A-Kon, I'd much rather save up for Anime Expo. In fact, I'll be talking more about Anime Expo as we move along this video. In fact, there are other reasons why I'm not at A-Kon. In fact, let's see here. Well, for one thing, starting tomorrow, Saturday, June 10th. Yeah, June 10th. Yeah, I almost forgot what day it is today. Anyway, starting Saturday, June 10th. Well, it's the start of E3. Or rather, the E3 conferences. Saturday, June 10th is the conference for Electronic Arts. Of course, in the following days, there will be other conferences happening, like in Sunday, June 11th, Microsoft happens, then Sony on Monday night, which is something I'm actually looking forward to, considering that, well, I am a hardcore Sony fan since the PS1 days. And I'm looking forward to all the other games coming out, including the upcoming God of War, which we know it's going to be good. And of course, there's the rest of the E3 show itself, more games being showcased that are not on the conferences, which I'm looking forward to. And I hope to see what's going on real soon with Square Enix. Hopefully they can finally give us some dirt on the Final Fantasy VII Remake or Kingdom Hearts 3. Kinda doubt that. Or maybe they will, but very little news. And of course, one game that nobody actually expects. If you remember what Bubsy is, then yeah, Bubsy is actually coming back. I mean, the first two games are already hard enough as it was, including that obscure Atari Jaguar title. And of course, if you know Bubsy, then you know it infamously for that not so good, or rather very stupid, Bubsy 3D for the PS1. But less said about that game, the better. Although, after looking at the Angry Video Game Nerd and Some Call Me Johnny's videos of them, I think it's safe to say that sooner or later in my gaming life, I will have to review those games, including the upcoming new one. After all, there are times that as a reviewer, I can be quite a masochist when it comes to reviewing things that are bad as well. Of course, the other reason I'm also skipping A-Kon is because, well, the same day as the Microsoft press conference, there's also this. New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion, in which the main event will be the second meeting of both Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega. In fact, I gotta give a shout out to two of my friends, Jess and Izzy, for actually getting me into New Japan Pro Wrestling. And after seeing Wrestle Kingdom, New Japan's version of WrestleMania, I gotta say that the first match between Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega, it definitely deserves the 6-star rating that was given to the match by Dave Meltzer. And it was also from New Japan Pro Wrestling that also got me into watching Tiger Mask W, which I think there's only about 5 or 4 episodes left, or at least by tomorrow. After tomorrow, it's only about 4 episodes left, and I can't wait to see its conclusion. Speaking of New Japan Pro Wrestling, well, that brings me to the next thing. I'm sure some people that do watch New Japan Pro Wrestling would know that New Japan will actually have their US tour by the 4th of July weekend, or to be more accurate, July 1st and 2nd at Long Beach. While it is cool to actually hear that, at the same time, I'm actually quite disappointed, and the reason why I am disappointed about it is because of the next topic. The New Japan Pro Wrestling US Tour is also the same weekend as Anime Expo. Why did it have to be on separate convention centers? If New Japan actually had it on the Staples Center, that would have been awesome, because the Staples Center is actually next door to the Los Angeles Convention Center. In fact, both New Japan and Anime Expo could have done some kind of collaboration. It would actually sell more tickets. And like I mentioned, it was because of New Japan Pro Wrestling that also got me into watching Tiger Mask W. And that would have been awesome to see both those events happen in the same place at the same time. In fact, that would have been the ultimate weekend, not just for me, but for anybody who is both into that convention along with New Japan. In fact, currently, New Japan is my go-to wrestling show at the moment. But alas, it's not meant to be. And for anybody who actually is going to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Tour, well, more power to you, and I hope you take a lot of good pictures. I don't think they're going to allow you to make videos of them, but good luck if you actually manage to do so. And yeah, Anime Expo. Yep, decided to skip A-Kon just so I could save up for that. And of course, the extra cash that I have for A-Kon, I might as well use it for that con. And there are many things that I actually wanted to do at Anime Expo this year. Aside from going to so many of the photo shoots, going to buy some convention swag, so many of them. Oh yeah, there are actually some guests that I actually want to meet from the gaming industry. In fact, first there's Tsunako and Mizuno from Idea Factory. Yep, I actually want to get autographs from them as well as getting a photo with them, because I'm a big time Hyperdimension Neptunia dork. And also, I also like that company's game, Fairy Fencer F. In fact, I played the first Fairy Fencer F, which was actually really good. However, the enhanced remake for the PlayStation 4, which I actually have, by the way, I have yet to actually start on them. In fact, going off topic real quick, all the JRPGs that I have so far, Fairy Fencer F for the PS4, Final Fantasy 15, Exist Archive, and World of Final Fantasy, I have yet to start on those. I mean, heck, I haven't even gotten far on Star Ocean 5, let alone Knights of Azure, and I really can't decide which I want to tackle first. Because given my busy schedule and all that, I hardly have the time for JRPGs. Oh yeah, speaking of JRPGs, well, most recently in the mail, I did get Dark Rose Valkyrie, also from Idea Factory. Well, or to be more accurate, Idea Factory / Compile Heart. I've seen gameplay footages of this, and given the fact that it's made by those two companies, I knew by instinct I had to get it somehow. Yeah, it's still in plastic, but I'll get to it somehow. Whenever that may be. But I will buy the DLC first, just to have an easier time. But anyway, back to Anime Expo. So yeah, aside from getting an autograph and photo op with Tsunako and Mizuno, another guest that is actually really big in the gaming industry would have to be this man. Hironobu Sakaguchi, formerly of Square Enix. Now why is he big? Well, had it not been for him, there would not be Final Fantasy, period. In fact, without him, Square Enix would not be top dog as they are right now. Even though there are some games that kinda turn me down. But then as I said, without Sakaguchi, there would not be Final Fantasy, and Square Enix would have been driven to the ground before they could even become mainstream. And of course, there are some other cosplay guests that I actually want to meet there. Some that are actually not announced in the Anime Expo site, as some of them would just go on as casual. But I look forward to meeting them, hopefully get shoots with them. Yep, I'm actually hoping to get some photo shoots with many cosplayers there. And speaking of which, I gotta make sure I have more than one SD card with me, because the 32 gig that I have in the camera that I'm speaking to right now is not gonna be enough. I know somehow I had to bring more than one SD card, and I know I have to buy more than one battery pack for the very camera that I'm actually talking to right now. Because I'm actually going to be at Anime Expo for 5 days. Starting from day -1. That's right, there's a day -1 this year. And day -1 and 0 are actually badge pickup days. Yep, 2 badge pickup days this year for Anime Expo. And that's going to be easier for me to get a badge, since I know the times of the pickup days. And why go to day -1 at all? Well, aside from the badge pickup day, I'll also explore all of downtown Los Angeles. That also includes all the ethnic towns like Little Tokyo and Chinatown, and hopefully Koreatown if I'm able to, as well as going to Santa Monica Beach again. Holy cow, that beach is so awesome. Add to the fact that, well, needless to say, although I am currently settled here in Houston, Texas, I actually am from California. Granted, San Francisco is my hometown, although I have briefly lived in Los Angeles. Or at least I think I have. I'm sure my folks would know, but I'm very sure we might have lived at some point. And let's see here. What else could I talk about? Oh yeah, game reviews. Well, right after I posted my review of Sonic's 3D Blast, yeah, I almost said Sonic CD there, but that was a while back. I said that at the end of my Sonic 3D Blast review, I would actually do my first retrospective video, and I'll be doing a retrospective video on Tekken. Now, during my Sonic 3D Blast review, I said that I would do a retrospective video going from the very first all the way to 7. But then, after having some quick thought, I decided that for my retrospective video, I will actually be playing from the first game all the way through 6, as well as Tag Tournament 2. And I'm actually going to do, or rather, give out ratings for each of the games. And I decided that I much rather have Tekken 7 as a separate video, as I will also talk about this installment's added mechanics as well as its story mode, which I am going to spoil, but I will actually put a marker on the video just so if anybody does not want to know the story, but I'm sure some people that already played this game already know, then at the very least, anybody who don't want to be spoiled, I'll be sure to put a marker on that part of the video just so y'all can skip it and then just listen through all the other stuff that I would say about it. And finally, at the end of this month, Crash Bandicoot Twin Sanity. Oh wait, why did I say Twin Sanity? I meant to say Crash Bandicoot and Sanity Trilogy comes out on the PlayStation 4, and I really can't wait for that. Considering that, well, I'm a fan of the original Crash Bandicoot games back in the days of the PS1. And yeah, that's gonna be one heck of a game to actually play, or rather replay, if you will, now that it's remastered and all that. However, my parents will have to hold on to my game for now because, well, given the fact that it releases during the weekend that I'm off for Anime Expo, yeah, it's gonna be a while, or rather I'm gonna have to wait till I come back home to Texas, literally at the night during the 4th of July, to actually finally start on it. Or rather, I might just wait the day after the 4th of July, because the moment I fly back to Texas, I know I'm gonna be way tired as heck, not to mention having to get over what will be the upcoming post-convention blues from Anime Expo, because that con is so freaking good. I know I'm gonna get the huge blues from that one, even more so than most of the cons I've been to here in Texas. Well, anyway, that wraps up tonight's episode of Real Talk with Musashi X. I hope you like what you had to hear. Maybe if I'm motivated enough, I might just start a Google Hangout with some friends regarding about E3, or maybe just talk about it on my Facebook page. And by the way, my Facebook page, facebook.com Musashi X Reviews. Hopefully you subscribe to it. Hopefully you subscribe to my page and of course my YouTube account as well. Hope you like what I had to hear today. Hope you like my Sonic 3D Blast, or rather my first Sonic the Hedgehog marathon, which I just ended with 3D Blast. Thank you all for watching. This has been Musashi X. I bid you all farewell. Take care and stay tuned.